we did a recent analysis. We interviewed people at SciQuantum, and here we go. We had a report on some of the stuff. Talked a little bit about what's happening with INQ and the use of barium as their things. Another one is Microsoft. We saw just a few weeks ago, Microsoft had announced a breakthrough in developing what's called a Majorana. And the Majorana is a possible technique to get you much, much higher quality level of the qubits. So we talked about that. And it's been hard for Microsoft because they thought they had it about a year or two ago, but they had to retract the original paper and they had to redo all the experiments. So, those are the technical things that we do under the Q-analysis section. Analysis really is really more of what I would call business things, market trends, what the analysis is. We had a report, for example, on international competition. Actually, I had an article last week, which was actually well received. I had a contributor put together analysis of what quantum education is being done in China. And China is being very aggressive about educating, their youngsters and their students on quantum technology. And we detailed that in the analysis section because it's not a technical issue. And that's the separation between A analysis with an A and Q analysis with a Q.
Gotcha. Okay. We kind of featured that before here on this discussion. There was a picture on LinkedIn and it showed these probably like 6-year-old students from China getting taught quantum computing. And they say a lot of times, like, if we're taught like this high level college physics and they say these things are impossible, it could be harder for well-educated people to grasp onto quantum, with superpositioning, entanglement, teleportation, the whole thing. So you went to MIT, and then I'm going to feature some of the companies because you've worked, you said, across the, Western Digital, IBM, Intel, the whole thing. Could you talk a little bit about how MIT had a big impact on, I guess, your training and the way it formed your mind?
Well, my undergrad was at the University of Illinois in Champaign-Urbana, which has always been very big in computers. I actually, when I was there, I had a job at the Coordinated Science Lab. And actually, one of the professors I had there was the guy who did the software on a high-performance computer called ILIAC 4.
Okay.
It was the most powerful computer. It's one of the very first parallel processors in the world. And they developed it. It was ultimately placed at the NASA Ames Research Lab, probably in the same room where the D-Wave machine is right now. And they were doing various simulations. That was before my time, before I was there, but I took a software course with the professor who did the programming for that machine. And I just mentioning just a few minutes ago about writing software for a network of computers is much different than just writing software for a single high performance processor. So you have to think about that. And that's something I don't think, that's something that I think people are going to have to think about. I haven't really started doing much of it in the quantum world. MIT I went there for business school. So I learned a lot about financing and ROIs and creating organizations, which I used in my work in some of my executive capacities.
Yeah, so one of our members here, Ron Schreiner, he says Illinois Champaign is where HAL was born. Hal?
Yeah. If you saw the movie 2001 Space Odyssey, Hal was the star.
Yeah.
There really wasn't a Hal, but I think at the time the people who did the motion picture knew that very high performance computers were being designed by the professors at University of Illinois.
Yeah.
So that's why they picked that up.